Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to study the chapter number 2 of history, class 6. That is from hunting, gathering to growing foods. We are continuing the concept classes. Welcome to the channel of Shalja Classes by Vibhas. Now, let's begin with the chapter number 2. That name is from hunting, gathering to growing food, as its name suggests. So, chapter number 2, from hunting, gathering to growing food. Tushar and Neeraj were going to Delhi to Chennai for his cousin's wedding. They were traveling by train and he had managed to squeeze. Managed to squeeze means he had get the window seat. His nose was glued to the glass pane. That means he's looking outside to the window as he was on trees and houses. His uncle told him that trains were first used about 150 years old and the people began using buses a few decades later. Okay, do you understand? That means train has started 150 years ago, and after a few decades the people started using buses. Before the train are used only. So Shah wondered, when people couldn't travel quickly from one place to another, did they spend their entire life wherever they were? Not quite. We will discuss this topic in this chapter. What this line is saying, that did they spend their entire life where they are on? Not because if they will live there, if they are agriculture only, they have to move because it can be possible that where they are born, this can be a drought place, so they cannot grow their agriculture. And when there is no agriculture, there's just different is from hunting, gathering. That means if they are hunting, gathering, so they have to move. We will discuss this line in this chapter. So earliest people, why were they on the move? They have asked why were they on the move. We know about the people who lived in the subcontinent as 2 million years ago. Okay, the day we describe them as hunters and gatherers. Hunters mean those who kill animals, and gatherers who collect food. Gathering, you know meaning है ना. So hunters and gatherers are used for the one person only. They cannot be used for the two person. They cannot be used. That hunters are different, gatherers are different. The hunters, why are they killing the animals? They are killing the animals to gather the food, to meet the daily approach. Okay. So the name comes from the way in which they got their food. Generally they hunted wild animals, caught birds, gathered fruits, roots, nuts, seeds, leaves, and eggs. Hunter-gatherers move from place to place. There are many reasons for this. They have given the reason. First, if they had stayed in one place for a long time, they would have eaten all the available plants and animal sources. Therefore, they would have to go elsewhere in search of food. If they are hunter-gatherers, they cannot stay on one place, because if they will stay on the one place only, they will eat all the food material available there, and after some time the food material will be end, so they have to move in search of food. The second reason is animals move from place to place. The carnivorous animals move in search of smaller prey, or in the case of deer, in the herbivorous animal like deer and wild cattle, they move in search of grass and leaves. That is why those who have hunted them, those who hunt carnivorous or herbivorous animals, they have to follow their movements and move along with them, so that they can kill them and eat. Okay. Third reason is plants and trees bear fruit in different seasons. There's one plant only, apple, so people cannot sustain on their whole life on that tree. They have to move, because apple is a seasonal fruit, mango is a seasonal fruit, so they cannot sustain their whole life on that. So they have to move in the different seasons, so that they can eat different foods. So people may have moved from season to season in search of different kinds of plants, as I said. Fourth and the last season, very important reason, people, plants and animals need water, a valuable resource to survive. Water is found in lakes, streams and rivers. While many rivers are perennial, What is the meaning of perennial? Perennial means what is the meaning? Rivers and lakes are perennial. That means rivers and some rivers and lakes have no water, and they are fall in the drought region, so they get their water only by the rain. Okay, so that means, and some rivers and many rivers and lakes do not have water with water throughout the year. Others are seasonal. Okay, sorry, what they are saying is perennial, meaning with water throughout the year, so they get the time all the time water throughout the year, but some are seasonal. That means only in rainy season. Okay, I just get confused. So people living on the banks would have to go in search of water during the dry seasons, winter and summer. They have to move in the dry seasons. How do we know about these people? Archaeologists, as we have mentioned in the first chapter, have found some of the things hunter gatherers made and used. It is likely that people made and used tools of stone, wood and bone, of which stone and tools have survived best. Why? Because they cannot be decomposed for a long period. Wood can be. That's what they have written. Only stones tools have survived more best. Some of these stone tools were used to cut meat and bone. Okay, they are talking about the Stone Age. Scrap bark from trees and hides, animal skins, chopped fruits, roots may have been attached to handle of bone or wood to make spears and arrows for hunting. Okay, then they're usually mentioning the uses of these tools. Okay, other tools were used to chop wood, which was used as firewood. Wood has also used to make huts and tools. Okay, wooden hut. Choosing a place to live in. Look at the map below. This is the map. All the places marked with the red triangles are sites which archaeologists have found evidence of hunters gathered. The areas marked with red. Okay, that means Paleolithic sites have found evidence of hunters and gatherers. Hunter-gatherers live in the more places, in many more places. Only some of them are shown in the map. Some of the shown in the map. Some areas are located near the source of water, such as rivers and lakes. Why? Because they have settled their home due to their rivers and lakes, so they can grow their food if they are agriculturists, and lakes they can drink water. So that's why they have found the locations near the source of water. Okay. Now the paleo, what they have mentioned. Paleolithic sites they have mentioned with red, and that means evidence of hunter gatherers. Paleolithic sites, Bhimbetka. You have heard about the read about the Bhimbetka caves. They have found evidence of hunters and gatherers by cave paintings. Hunsti and Karnool caves. These three. There are some many they have found near the rivers also. Next is Neolithic age. You have these are Paleolithic. Now Neolithic: Hallur, Payampalli, Koldhiva, Mahagra, Chirand. Chirand is the famous one. Daujlo, Heading, Bardahom in Kashmir, this is important, and Mehergarh. Mehergarh is a Neolithic site. Okay. Now megalithic sites. Megalithic sites were the megalithic sites mentioned with the green. Brahmagiri and Adi Chillu. They have only mentioned two megalithic sites. And that means transition. Paleolithic, Stone Age, Neolithic, Paleolithic, hunter gatherers, Neolithic, that means growing food, and megalithic means changing phase. And early village. What early village? Inam Gaon. They have given the name Inam Gaon. And modern city. Obviously, this is not important. Kolkata and Mumbai. This is not important. But they have just mentioned to locate it. So this is the map. Now come on to the next one. Next page. were important. As stone tools were important, people tried to find places where good quality stone was easily available. Rock paintings, what they tell us, a painting from a rock shelter. Describe the painting. So what is the inventing? This can be a human. This can be a human, and this can be a animal, four legs animal, maybe a herbivore. Okay, so they have given that. Many of the caves in which these early people lived have painting on the walls. In case of Bhimbetka. Some of the best examples are Madhya Pradesh and southern Uttar Pradesh. These paintings show wild animals drawn with a great accuracy and skills. That means they have a skill. What is this image? Bhimbhetka in present day Madhya Pradesh is an old site with a caves and rock shelter. This is a Paleolithic sites. People choose their natural cave because they provide shelter from the rain, heat and wind. These rock shelters are close to the Narmada Valley, Narmada River, so that they can take water and grow their plants. Can you think why people close to live here? Because as I mentioned, Narmada River, that means they get the source of water. So this is the Bhimbetka caves. Now sites. Sites are places where remains of things, tools, pots, buildings were found. These were made, used and left behind by people. These were found on the surface of the earth. Sites buried under the earth, also under the water. You will learn more about this in later chapter. Okay, you will learn in later chapters. Finding about of fire. Find the Kurnool caves on map number 2, page number 12. Map number 2. No, it's not given here. Can you find the Kurnool here? No, it is not given in this, but you have to find the map number 2. In this you have to find Kurnool. Where is Kurnool? Find it right now. Found? No, actually it is not given here. Kurnool caves. Oh, it is given like here. Kurnool caves. They have Kurnool caves. Find the Kurnool map 2, page number 12. Traces of ash have been found here in the Kurnool caves. Just so that people were familiar with the use of fire. Fire could have been used for many things as a source of light, to roast meat and to scare away animals. What do we use fire for today? For getting rid of cold in the winter season. This you have to read. What is given? Archaeologists have identified names that archaeologists have been given lengthy name for the time that we are studying. They call the earliest period Paleolithic. The two Greek words, paleo means old and lithos means stone and old. Okay, the name points to the importance of finds of some tools. The Paleolithic period extends from 2 million years ago, about 12,000 years ago. This stretch of time is divided into lower, middle and upper Paleolithic. Okay, the long span of time covers 99% of human history. So it is given like this only. It's given Neolithic and Mesolithic. Mesolithic means middle stone, and Neolithic means new and stone, new stone. In the next section is known as Neolithic. Why do you think the term Neolithic means? We have also mentioned the name of some places. Okay, let's come on to the next page. Changing environment. Around 12,000 years ago, there were major changes in the climate of the world with a shift to relatively warm conditions. In many areas, this led to the development of grasslands. This in turn led to an increase of number of deer, antelope, goat, sheep, cattle, etc. That is animal that survive or on grass. Okay, those who hunted these and those who hunted these animals now follow them, learning about their food habits and their breeding seasons. That means the people who hunted them are learning about them and giving their knowledge and share with them. So that this led to the share of this and animals in the knowledge. It is likely that what they help the people starting out the herding and rearing. This is important. Herding and rearing these animals themselves. Fishing also become an important in this time of changing environment. Beginning of the farming and herding. This was also time where several grains bearing grasses including wheat, barley and rice grew naturally in parts of the subcontinent. They are growing naturally. Men, women and children probably collect these grains as food. Okay? And they have also grown and learn where they grow and when they ripen. This may lead them to come out of growing plants on their own. That means agriculture. That means agriculture. Agriculture. Okay? Agriculture. People could also attract and tame animals. That means they have to domesticate. By leaving food for their shelters, they can domesticate them. The first animal to be tamed was the wild ancestor of the dog, obviously. Later, people encouraged animals that were rented to come near the camps where they lived. These animals such as sheep, goat, cattle, and also the pig living in herds, and most of them ate grass. Often, people protected these animals from attacks of wild animals. This is how they become herders. The reason why the dog was the first animal to be tamed, because dogs are very sincere. Domestication is the name given to the process in which people grow plants and animals. Very often look after animals. Very often plants and animals tended by people become different from wild animals. Okay, this is because people select plants and animals for domestication. For example, they select those plants and animals that are prone to disease. They are not prone to disease. Okay. What do you see in the diagram? They also select plants that yield large size grain. They have strong stalks capable of bearing the weight of the ripe grains. Seeds of selected plants are preserved and sown to ensure that a new plant and seeds will have the same quality. Among the animals, though they are relatively gentle, are selected for breeding. As a result, gradually domesticated animals and plants become the different from the wild and plant. That means people choose the best type of seeds, plants, and domesticate animals for domestication. For example, the teeth and the horn wild animals are usually much larger than those of domestic animals. Obviously, the tiger have more bigger and sharper teeth than the cows and other things. But the tiger have made to chew, to cut, and cows' teeth are made to eat grass. What is in the this can be a camel, two-humped camel. Okay, two-humped camel. This is a camel sitting. Or it can be a teeth, it can be like a teeth, looking like a teeth, three teeth. There are three teeth. Look at these two sets of teeth. Yes, this is a set of teeth. This is not a camel. This is a set of teeth. What this do you think belongs to the wild and big and which domesticated one? This can be domesticated and this wild. Why? Because wild pig have deep rooted teeth, so that if it eat meat, so that it will not hurt its teeth. But this is a domesticated one that it eat grass. Look at these two. Domestication was gradually processed. It took place in many parts of the world. It began about 12,000 years ago, after the end of the Paleolithic. Virtually all the plants and animal produce they use today as a result of domestication. Some of the earliest plants to be domesticated were wheat and barley. Okay, a new way of life. If you plant a seed, you will notice that it takes some time to grow. This may be for several days, weeks, months, in some cases years. When people begin growing food plants, it means that they have to stay in the same place for a long time. This started for the settlement, looking at the farms, watering, weeding, driving away animals and birds till the grain ripened, and then grain used to be used carefully. So next page. As a grain had to be stored for both seeds, and people had to think of way of storing it. In many areas, they began large clay pots or warm baskets or dug pits into the ground. Rearing animals, animals multiply naturally. Besides, if they are looked after carefully, they provide milk, which is an important source of food, meat whenever required. In other words, animals reared can be for store of food. Finding out about farmers and herders, you will notice a number of blue squares. Each mark a site from where archaeologists have found evidence of early farmers and hunters, Neolithic sites. These are also some of the most important founds in northwest, in the present-day Kashmir, and in east and south India. To find out where these sites were settled for farmers, and the scientists study in evidence of plants and animal bones. One of the most exciting finds include remains of burnt grain. These may have been burned accidentally or on purpose. Scientists can identify these grains and know where the number of crops were grown in different parts of the subcontinent. They can also identify bones of different animals. Towards the settled life, archaeologists have found traces of huts, houses, and some sites. Basically, this chapter is based on the introduction of the gatherers, hunter-gatherers, and those who agriculture. In the next chapter, you will study about the detail in the hunter-gatherers, and after this, you will study about agriculture. So, for instance, in Baza home, present the Kashmir element important site, people built pit houses, which were dug into the ground with a step leading into them. These may have provided shelter in cold weather. Archaeologists have underground rooms. Archaeologists have found cooking huts both inside and outside the huts. Cooking kitchens they have found. People could cook food or eat indoors or outdoors. Stone tools have been found from many sites as well. Many of these are different from the earlier Paleolithic tools. That is why they are called Neolithic, new stone. These include tools that are polished to give a fine cutting edge, and mortars and pestles used for grinding grain and other plant produce. Mortars, pestles are used for grinding grain. At the same time, two Paleolithic types continue to be made of used, and remember some tools were made of bone. Okay, bone by killing animals. Many kinds of earthen pots also been found. These were sometimes decorated and were used for storing things. People began using pots for cooking food, especially grain like rice and wheat and lentil, that have become important part of the diet. Besides, they began weaving cloth. They are mentioning the different jobs of the people at that time, using different kinds of materials. For example, cotton. That could be grown. They think change everywhere and all once, not quite. Only this changes some places. In many areas, men and women still continue to hunt and gather food. And elsewhere, people adopted farming and herding. Slowly, over 7,000 years, besides, in some cases, people try to combine these activities during different seasons. That means they grow crops in different seasons and hunt animals in different seasons. A closer look, living and dying in Mehergarh. Find Mehergarh map 2. I have mentioned this is Pakistan. This site is located in the fertile plain near the Bolan Pass, which is one of the most important routes into Iran. This is a route from which the Mughals came. We will study in the class 10 history how they came to the India. Bolan Pass. Okay. So, the Mehergarh have located near the Bolan fertile plain, which is one of the more important to Iran. Mehergarh is probably one of the places where people learn to grow barley and wheat and rear sheep and goats for the first time in the area. It is one of the earliest villages that we know about it. At this site, many animal bones were found. Bones of wild animals such as deer and pig, also bones of sheep and were found. Other find the remains of square or rectangular houses. Each house had 4 more compartments, 4 more rooms, some of which many used for storage. These like 4 rooms. This you can see this is underground, so this is stairs. They come. This one room for sleeping, the second room, and this can be used for grown. A house in Mehergarh is what a house in Mehergarh may look like. A burial from Mehergarh. Can you identify the selection of stools? This can be a human. Mouth, hands, stomach, legs. And this can be animals. Why they have buried animals and other things with the human? We will study this in detail because it is a very deep. Let's see if it is mentioned in the book or not. When people die, their relatives and friends generally pay respect to them. It is given. People look after them. For us, in the belief there is some form of life after death. That means some religious things also grown in this time in the Mehergarh. Religious thing. Why they are believing in the after death? That means life after death. That means they have a sense of religious and mythology. Burial is one such arrangement. Several persons have found in Mehergarh. In one instance, a dead person have buried with the goats, which is probably meant to serve as food in the next world. That means they have buried a man with a goat and other things so that it can be a food for him in the next world. So these are the keywords also in the notebook. Okay. Complete the exercises, question answers. Some important dates you have to also write in these in notebooks. The Mesolithic period, 12,000 to 10,000 years ago. Beginning of domestication after about 12,000 years ago. Beginning of the settlement at Mehergarh about 8,000 years ago. The beginning of the Neolithic age 10,000 years ago. So this is the chapter number 2 of class 6 history from the hunting garden to growing food. We have ended this chapter. We are continuing with the concept classes. We will see the other chapters in the later videos. Please like and subscribe to the Shailja classes. Help me next time. Keep reading and keep writing.